My name is Bill Welker, and you are listening to Picks and Pours, episode number 79, I think. We've had a 2-week hiatus. That was my fault. I've been traveling. I'll tell you guys all about it. Before we get into any of that or any MMA stuff, let me introduce Matt the Mechanic. What's going on, Matt?
Not much, Bill. Just keep my eye out for incoming missiles.
Well, I don't want to know if they're coming.
Ideal.
What am I going to do? I'm not Superman. Can't stop a missile.
You never know, Bill. Maybe you can send the chickens out and be some decoys.
It's true. I have been working out. Maybe I can stop a missile.
So how'd the fights go?
Fights were good. My guys all performed really well. All three of them lost really close decisions. The most recent one, I was in Austin, Texas over the weekend, and my fighter Jack had the fight of the night. He looked awesome. One judge scored all 3 rounds for him. The other 2 judges got it wrong. But the guy he fought was much bigger. He actually has 2 titles at 185. This fight was 175. So he performed super well. His boxing looked really crisp. He landed a lot of volume. The other guy just landed like some flashy stuff.
Is he from Austin?
No, he's from Colorado, but he's been living here and training with us for the last...
No. His opponent.
No, his opponent was from LA.
Oh.
So we met in the middle. But super proud of him. And I'm super proud of the guys that fought in Puerto Rico as well. I think we lost a hometown decision in the main event there, but what are you going to do?
Those are the first night was amateur fights, right?
They were all amateur, all 3 of them.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, take your licks when you're an amateur. It's it'll be good for them. We learned a lot from all 3 fights, and I got to do some really cool stuff. I went to Puerto Rico 2 weeks ago. We went and cut weight in a national forest, went on a hike, and then we did our morning shakeout at the Del Moro Fort, which is just a giant castle right on the ocean.
So yeah, I showed my coworker that. He's from Puerto Rico, and he was all excited about your shakeout video. I said, that's an awesome place.
Yeah, it really was. It was really cool. We went in and walked around the fort. We did probably, I don't know, a 2-mile hike through it. It's massive.
What's the weather like there this time of year?
It was beautiful. It was like, I don't know, maybe mid-70s. Not too humid. I was expecting it to be more humid.
What about Austin? What was the weather like there?
Also beautiful.
Nice.
It was like nice and cool. Maybe like high 60s. Ate some good barbecue.
Did you get to see any of the shenanigans on 6th Street?
Yeah, we walked around 6th Street a little bit. We were there like during the day, so there wasn't a whole lot going on, but yeah, we got around, and then we went to this giant barbecue festival that kicks off the rodeo season. That was really cool because you paid $10 to get in, and then all the food and alcohol is included, which I've never seen anything like that before.
Wait a minute. You pay $10 to get in and it covers the food?
Food and alcohol.
Oh, geez. That's a bargain there.
Yeah.
Was this before or after the fights?
So this was the guy who was fighting didn't come. This was the day of the fights. So I didn't take advantage of the free alcohol, unfortunately. But you just go to like different vendors and they give you samples of their barbecue, but it was massive. I mean, you could eat plenty just visiting like 3 vendors.
Oh, so you had like the meat farts when you're in the corner.
No, I got a pretty strong stomach, fortunately.
Yeah.
But
well, it sounds like you guys had fun. You know, whatever you tell the fighters, people when they lose, you lose or learn, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I mean, they were all really great sports about it. You know, they understand that, you know, when you leave it to the judges, you get some unqualified people sometimes. And the head of the WBC actually contacted my fighter and told me that the two judges who scored the fight against him are going to have to redo all their judging training.
You guys need to get old Big John McCarthy in on this.
Yeah, maybe.
Send him. Well, he does it in Vegas at Ultimate or Extreme Couture. It's like send him to Extreme Couture for 2-3 years and forget.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there are a lot of undertrained judges out there, especially for amateur events. So,
yeah, but also being a judge is kind of up to your opinion. It's your job to share your opinion on the fight. So,
yeah,
even if the guy pulled off a couple extra flashy things, that's what a lot of people will think win fights. So,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he had 3 big strikes that landed. It was a head kick, a jumping knee to the face, and a spinning back fist. But if you took those 3 things away, he didn't really do much at all throughout the whole 3 rounds.
Yeah, style points.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it counts for something. I mean, it's not in the judging criteria for WBC because I'm actually a WBC judge. So when I went back and watched it, I was like, damn, he won that fight. But not a whole lot you can do about it. You can appeal, but it'll never go anywhere.
And it's like I said, it's amateur fight. It sucks to lose, but
yeah,
it's like your juvie record.
Yeah, but we had a great time on both trips. Just really just hanging out, talking shit, like basically forgetting that we were there for fights until it was time to fight. And that's the way I like to do it. I don't like when things are all intense and the nerves are just building up until the fight. I like to keep the guys loose.
Yeah, that's what the last time we were here, that's what Sean Strickland was talking about, and look how that ended out. Awesome performance for him.
Yeah, and I got to catch up with some friends I haven't seen in a while. My buddy Blake Stevenson, who, if you've been listening to the show for a long time, you know Blake. He used to do an MMA podcast back when I started, like 10 years ago, and he's since moved on to other things. He does the Whiskey and Mystery podcast now. He did like a dating podcast at one time, and I've been on every iteration of his podcasts, and I've known him for 10 years. We never met in person until this past weekend. So that was cool.
What information did you add to the dating podcast?
So he had me on. So at the time he had just gone through a big breakup, and the podcast was based around his dating experience. So he brought me in to talk about basically like being in a long-term relationship and how it came about, how I went from being a single guy to being in a committed relationship. And just like getting my perspective on that. But yeah, if anybody's interested in that, I believe the episodes are still up. It's called The Unfiltered Bachelor. So it's definitely a different side of me that appeared on that iteration of the podcast.
Yeah, you can hear a little bit of Bill's feelings.
Yeah, you don't get any of that here.
So the last 2 weeks, I did one thing last Thursday. It was pretty exciting. I finally got to see, you probably know I'm a huge fan of Joey Diaz. And I finally got to go see him live, and it was worth every penny. If he comes to anybody's town, make sure you go see him. I've seen many comedians, and he just has a different energy that cannot be matched.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Where did he perform?
It was at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa.
Oh, nice.
So it was a wild time. He unfortunately, his 2 openers dealt with some Tampa hecklers. Didn't do very well. But Joey walked in there, and in the first 2 minutes, none of those guys had anything to say the rest of the show because he just handled it the way that Joey Diaz would handle it.
Yeah, you're not gonna heckle Uncle Joey. He's too
No,
seasoned.
but it was I mean, you hear all these comedians talk about their favorite comedians, Joey, and no one's more funny than him. I mean, the first 15 to 20 minutes, we couldn't take a breath, and he had this, he's like, "I'm gonna stop and give you guys a breather, you motherfucker," just
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy for a big dude.
he's big, and he did what was a shocking thing for him is I didn't realize how tall he was.
Oh,
And
is he tall?
yeah, he's over 6 foot.
I've only seen him on podcasts, so he's always
Yeah, he's
sitting
a
down.
tall dude, giant hands. Uh, yeah, and he was in rare form. Like, he was partying the night before at the casino at the blackjack. Yeah, he was on fire that night.
Wow. He must be a handful to deal with, a big dude like that that's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu or whatever he is.
I don't know. I think Joey's all love. He was talking
Yeah.
about how he's swapping spit with some lady that he later figured out was doing crystal meth. So, you know,
Um, that's cool. So it was a good time.
yeah, it's a good time. And tomorrow I'm going to go see. I don't know if are you a Kill Tony fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. Like, I don't watch the full things, but I frequently watch the clips on YouTube.
Okay, are you familiar with Ari Matty?
Oh, yeah, he's the
Yeah,
best one.
we're gonna go see him tomorrow night at, Side Splitters in Tampa, so that
Oh,
should be
nice.
fun.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's real funny, but it'll be a good comparison to see how he is, compared to Joey because,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean
Joey's been doing this for like 40 years.
yeah, yeah, and you could tell because he could just, I mean, make you not be able to breathe if he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw Brian Callen a few weeks or months ago, and he was good.
Well, I mean, I always wear the shirt on the show. It's Brian Callen's podcast with Brendan Schaub, and I love that's my favorite podcasters.
Yeah,
But they're just not their stand-up's not my style, like, it's just not.
yeah, he gets a little too intellectual with it.
Yeah, and he tries to be too, animated. I also tried something different. I got these Joey Diaz tickets a while ago, so I quit listening to his podcast for, like, a good 5 months because
Mm,
I know that I hear all the jokes leading up to it,
yeah,
so, that's a
yeah.
definitely a good idea.
Because if you gotta talk for, 2 hours on a podcast and you're doing a job where you talk in front of people, you're gonna be working out your stuff while you're doing that. There's no way to avoid
Yeah.
it.
So, that works. Um, yeah, Joey's the best.
Yeah. I'll tell you one last story before we get into the MMA stuff. I thought I was gonna get mugged in Puerto Rico. So after the fights, the guys wanted to go out in Old San Juan, which is like, you know, one of the bigger nightlife spots. So we got recommended some bars actually by one of my guys' opponent.
Well, that ain't good.
Well, no, they were very nice and friendly and welcoming. So they recommended we go to this bar, and we went over there, and it was shoulder to shoulder people in the streets. And the drinking age in Puerto Rico is 18, which means the kids with fake IDs must have been like 16. So I felt super out of place. And luckily, the young guys I was with did also. So we decided to move away from that area and go back towards the fort. And we wound up at this really cool rooftop bar, but it was just about closing. And they told us where we might be able to still get some food. And it was down in this alley that was along the fort. So we went down there, a little bit of a sketchier area. So we were walking down past some of the bars looking for somewhere that had food. And this guy comes running up to me, and it's me standing in front, the two fighters I was with, and another guy that came with us to help corner. And this guy comes running up, and he had a black mask across his face. And as he's running up, he pulled his hood over his face. So he got maybe like 3 feet from me. I was like, oh shit, am I gonna have to like, grab this guy? And right before he got like close enough for me to grab him, he pulls out this plastic box and opens it, and it had little bags of white stuff in it. He's like, "Hey man, Coke, $5." And I
Oh,
was
that's a
like,
great price.
for $5, that's definitely not Coke. That's definitely fentanyl or ground up paint chips. Um, I have a few drinks in me, so I told him to fuck off and just kept walking.
$5.
But I was like, "Is this guy gonna try and mug me? There's 4 of us. Does he have friends down the alley or something?" No, $5 allegedly cocaine bags.
Oh, man. I'd be interested to figure out what that was. $5.
I should have bought one and just got it lab tested or something just for kicks.
Maybe not. I'm glad you didn't get shot.
Yeah, yeah, that wouldn't have been good. But we were in a pretty safe area. It was just like kind of a dark street. And then the guys wound up eating like empanadas on the side of the street. There was just like a lady there with like a little deep fryer and just selling empanadas. I didn't eat any of them because I'm not that brave, but they said that they were phenomenal.
Hey, man, you said you got a strong stomach. You lost some points in my book for that.
Yeah, I do, but I wasn't super hungry and it was kind of hot. I didn't feel like eating like a fried pocket of meat at
You're like,
that
"I gotta keep
moment.
my head on the swivel. I can't be having the shits."
Yeah, I'm like looking out for the next fentanyl dealer. I can't be I can't be, slowed down by some empanadas. Gotta have my wits about me. But I will tell you in Puerto Rico, nobody wanted to hear me speak Spanish. Except when we were on that dark alley, I went into a bar and there was 2 older ladies there that I think didn't speak English. I had to speak Spanish to them. So I ordered like a small coconut rum, and this woman took like a Dixie cup, like maybe this big, and filled it to the top.
Gee.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "Oh, it's on sale. It's actually $4." I was like, "This amount of rum in Tampa would have been $39 plus tip."
Coconut rum's like 40%, right?
Yeah, it's not as strong. The regular rum isn't that strong either. So, Puerto Rico is the home of Bacardi, but the locals all drink Don Q. So that's what I was drinking while I was there. And when I was at the airport, I had a Don Q 7 year, and that was actually really nice. I'm gonna look out for that in Total Wine. They also have a really good beer that I enjoyed. The other guys hated it, but it's called Medalla, and it's like a it's like a light beer, kind of a citrusy flavor to it. But yeah, I had quite a few of those while I was on the island.
Hmm. I had just remembered I have some Don Q at here in the house.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they love that stuff down there.
I thought it was like the cheap stuff, but if the locals like it, I'll
Yeah,
crack it open.
yeah, the locals like it. We were actually the arena where we competed at was right next to the Bacardi distillery. But
Yeah, it says fun fact about Don Q. Don Q is a top selling rum in Puerto Rico,
mhm,
outselling Bacardi on the island.
mhm. But of course, the Bacardi is the bigger seller here.
Maybe I don't know anybody that would drink some Bacardi, except back in the day. I would drink that. What was that? Uh, Bacardi '03. It was like the replacement for Zima. It was like an orange, sugary malt.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff like that. I mean, Bacardi's gonna be your well rum at most bars you go to.
Yeah.
Like,
Eh,
so if you order
luckily,
a rum and coke, you're
I'm not a
probably
rum
getting
and coke guy.
Bacardi. Huh?
I'm not a rum and coke guy. I'm usually Jameson and Coke if I'm at some event that
Mhm.
wants to charge, $20 a liquor.
Yeah. Bacardi was the first alcohol I ever got sick off of. I had, Bacardi 151 in
That'll
college.
do it.
Yeah, they stopped making that because people were setting it on fire. But yeah, it was 151 proof rum, and yeah, I got that was back in college. Had some campus Burger King and then some 151, and it wasn't pretty.
I didn't know that discontinued 151.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was starting too many fires on college campuses, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think it was actually flame fires. I think it was other other problems.
Yeah, it could be that too.
All right, let's talk about some fights.
Yeah.
So,
You want to say anything about Oliveira winning the BMF belt by blanketing Max Holloway?
mm, I understand the frustration, but actually enjoyed that fight. I know how, it's one thing because it's for the BMF, so I see why people are upset. But I mean, Charles Oliveira was faced with a way to beat Max Holloway, and obviously the smart move was not to stand in front of Max Holloway and try to win the fight.
Dude, if I had to fight Max Holloway, I'm holding that motherfucker down as long as I could. So I don't blame him. And I don't think it would make me a bad motherfucker if I was able to do it, but I would have the belt. And
I disagree, but I mean, I think there's a lot of bad motherfuckers in the UFC, and Charles Oliveira is definitely one of them.
yeah, I think the bad motherfucker belt. Well, the first one was Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, right?
Yeah,
I think it was like that made sense because both of those guys have like an edge
yeah,
and an
it should
attitude.
have been retired there. Like
Like
that should have been.
this was like two of the nicest guys in the history of the sport fighting for the bad motherfucker title.
Yeah, it's silly. They need to quit. Charles just needs to go out in his farm in the backyard and bury that belt. We'll never see that again. It's
Yeah. Yeah, let's be done with it, I say. Anything else interesting from the card? I didn't see it because I was cornering my guy. I saw Drew Dober knocked out Michael Johnson.
yeah, that was weird because there was some betting uh, shenanigans that went on
Scandal.
before that. Um,
Ooh. Are we gonna see Drew Dober get banned from the UFC? Like
no, it was on the other side.
oh, like Michael Johnson took a dive?
Yeah, but and the fight kind of played out that way. Michael Johnson was winning, and then Dober just landed that big shot. And if you want to apply that to the betting narrative, you're like, oh, that's a obviously he took a dive, but we know that's how Dober fights. He fights like Frivola does. He takes a beating and then just comes out of nowhere and wins a fight.
Unless he's
I didn't
fighting
know there
for
was
Vola.
betting issues before it, and when I watched the fight, I was like, it looks not like it didn't. I
Mm,
didn't raise any hairs on my neck.
doesn't look quite right. And then I saw RoboCop knocked out Bruno Ferreira in the first round.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting knockout. Mr. Rojas Jr. It wasn't fast enough. He just kind of held Rob Font in his guard the whole time.
Were you gonna play the Chihuahuas?
Yeah.
Go ahead and play it.
Man.
Man, imagine getting your ass beat by a guy like that, and then he goes and says that. I couldn't.
He probably would. Oh, I mean, he's a tough customer. Man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, he'd beat the fuck out of me. Even
And
though
he's
he's
got a lot of my younger coworkers and friends. They love the kid, man.
yeah, I mean, look, he found a way to be successful. So credit to him. He's how old now is he?
21.
Damn. 21 and he's 12-1 in MMA.
21. He started fighting in the UFC in 2022.
Yeah. So what was he?
I think he was 16.
That doesn't sound right.
His first fight in the UFC was
Contender
December.
Series, September 20th. Yeah, and he was born in October. Damn. Yeah, kid's a stud. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, he still wants to beat. When did John Jones become champ?
I think he was 19. You can cross check that.
No, 23 and 8 months.
Yeah, it was close.
Because Paul Rose, he talked about how he wants to break that record, and he possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a tough record to break.
Yeah, he's. I mean, it's going to be a tough road for him, but he's right up there. I mean, he's
Yeah,
still in the mix.
sure. I mean, it's a tough division, though. You get to the top of that division, like you got to get through Marab and Nurmagomedov, and
He's got what, 2 years, 8 months.
yeah, anything can happen between now
Oh,
and then.
so
Fucking
we
give
want to
him
talk about this bullshit card, or do we want to talk about this bullshit White House card?
yeah, this card sucks coming up this week. I haven't watched UFC in 2 weeks, and now I'm like, eh, there's not a whole lot going on here. Um, let's just do the picks real quick and get it over with.
Okay, we can blow through them real quick. I could just name them off, and you can talk about something you want.
Okay. So is the first fight on the main card the Marwan Rahiki and Harry Hardwick?
Yep.
Okay. So undefeated Marwan Rahiki, probably the favorite here against Harry Hardwick. Who are you picking?
I will not take a Brit that is flying over here to fight the week before there's a London card. So I'm going to take Rahiki.
That's fair. This will be his UFC debut if you don't count the Contender Series. But yeah, he's finished all 7 of his wins. He's been in championship rounds once, and he still finished by a guillotine. So yeah, the kid looks promising. 23 years old. Freaky Rahiki. All right, I'll root for him too. Andre Feely, one of the weirdest nicknames in the game, and Jose Delgado. Feely's definitely got like at least double the experience of Delgado. Delgado's coming off a loss in his last fight to Nathaniel Wood. Experience definitely going to be a factor here, but Delgado's a tough kid. Let me look at what Feely has done lately before I jump the gun. Yeah, he's been so hot and cold. He's like 500 in his last 6 fights. Coming off a split decision win over Christian Rodriguez. This one's probably pretty even money.
No, Delgado is a big favorite at -380, opposite +300.
All right.
I know this is where you probably would put your underdog pick, but I feel he just takes too much damage for me to take him, so I'm going to take Delgado.
Yeah, and he's just not reliable. Like when you're betting, you want to go with consistency, and he is not consistent.
And he's still at top team, right? Isn't he at top team alpha male?
Yeah, I mean, if I were gambling, like what's the payoff on Feely?
It would be if we bet $1 pays $4.
All right, so he's plus 400.
No, plus 300 because you get your dollar back.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't. That's not even a big enough line for me to take the gamble, honestly, on a guy that's that inconsistent.
Yeah, and he is still at alpha male, and I mean, even the main event fighter is not at alpha male anymore.
Okay. Oh, Josh Emmett left alpha male?
I mean, I don't know if he formerly left, but he's did this camp with TJ.
Oh, then he left. All right. Speaking of inconsistent, Ion Kutalaba against the 12-1 Umar Sy. French guy, 30 years old. His only losses to Alonzo Menafield. And won his last fight against Brenson Ribeiro by TKO in the first round. Is Umar the favorite here?
Yeah, -258.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Kutalaba's one of those guys, like, when he first came to the UFC, I was like, "Man, this guy's gonna be a world beater." I thought he was really tough. He was knocking out everybody. I mean, he knocked out Khalil Roundtree, knocked out, Henrique da Silva, and then the Ankalaev fights are when things went weird for him. Like, he was trying to do, like, a rope-a-dope and got TKO'd, and then he rematched Ankalaev and got KO'd. Then he went to a draw with Dustin Jacoby, and then he beat Devin Clark, but then he lost 3 in a row. And he's been hot and cold ever since, coming off a loss to Modestas Bukauskas, but that was a split decision loss. Yeah, so who are you picking?
This is my underdog pick. I'm going to take Eon. Not really confident, but I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
there.
I've always wanted to see him do better, and it just seems like when he's going against the big names, he just doesn't show up. But maybe he'll have better luck because this is like a younger kid, a lesser known kid, so there's not as much pressure. Yeah, I'm not mad at that underdog pick. All right, co-main event, Amanda Lemos against Jillian Robertson. Similar records. Lemos is 15-5-1, Robertson 16-8. So Robertson has a couple more fights, but it's all the same. Lemos getting up there. She's 38, coming off a loss to Tatiana Suarez a year and a half ago, so she hasn't competed in a while. And Jillian Robertson has been on a hot streak, 4-fight win streak. Her last fight, almost a year ago, May of 2025, TKO'd Marina Rodriguez. I imagine Jillian Robertson's a favorite here.
Yeah, she's minus 198. And I'm going to take Jillian. Just, I always bet on red.
Fair enough. Are you talking about her hair or the corner she's in?
Hair.
Is that her nickname?
Her nickname's a Savage.
Oh, okay.
No, but I really like Jillian. She seems like a cool chick. She's always, down to fight. Got, an awesome cornerman and Dean Thomas.
Yeah. Her jiu-jitsu reminds me of your wife. Very like fast and scrappy.
Yeah, and she's definitely at a disadvantage at the feet with Lemos, but I think she's gonna just take her down. And
yeah, I think if she gets her to the ground, it should be a done deal. I mean, Lemos has a couple of submissions on her record, but I think only two of them are in the UFC. No, never mind.
she's not submitting Jillian Robinson.
No. What, just for kicks, what are the odds on Lemos by submission?
Plus 1,600.
Yeah, and I think that's generous. Yeah, that's not happening. All right. Main event, El Chino, Kevin Vallejos. 6-fight win streak. His only loss is to John Silva on Dana White's Contender Series. But then he went on the Contender Series again, got his contract, and now he's 3-0 in the UFC, coming off a spinning back fist knockout over Giga Chikadze. And Josh Emmett, I mean, dude, he's my age, which doesn't bode well for him. He's lost 4 of his last 5. His only win was
Bryce.
Yeah, sending Bryce back to flat Earth.
Or maybe flattening his Earth.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, I imagine the young dude's the favorite here.
Yeah, big time. Minus 550. You got 17 years of age difference. I tried to figure out a way to think about taking Emmett, but I can't. I can't do it.
I mean, Emmett does have that equalizer, which is the right hand, but I mean, at 41, I don't think he's gonna be fast enough to land it on this kid.
This kid's
Uh,
fast.
besides Bryce Mitchell, he hadn't had a knockout since 2019. So that's
Yeah,
7
let's
years
stick a
ago.
feather in this cap. Good card.
Yeah, I mean,
Because but we have to, we have to give the UFC some credit because this White House card, this is why there's not these shitty fight cards going on, is because we have such a star-studded White House card.
I mean, all right. Do you want to get into that? So wait,
Not really.
you're
I want to keep
picking
the blood pressure down.
you're picking Vallejos, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Let me just pull it up so I can look at it with you. UFC Freedom. God, that's sad. Yeah, I don't. Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
every single fight on this card, I would be, if it was a fight night, and then the top two fights, if it was a pay-per-view, I would be excited to watch these fight. Except for maybe the lightweight fight of Hoofy and Chandler. I mean, poor Chandler. He doesn't, he wastes 3 years of his career, and they're like, "Here you go. You wanna
Yeah.
fight on this White House card? Here's this animal." But we were promised the most exciting card ever. I went through and I found 3 instances of Dana talking about how great of a card it was, but he's always on the phone and the clips sound like shit. So I'm not gonna play it, but they Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia. Why do they keep forcing this? I mean, I love Diego Lopez, but enough. Like Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. Bo Nickel makes sense that he's on this White House card, but
Sure.
against who? But I mean, we know who Kyle Dawkins is, but we might be the only people.
I mean, he got cut from the UFC for a long time, came back, had an impressive fight. But yeah, not a lot of star power there.
Sean
Um,
O'Malley versus Zahabi. Sean O'Malley definitely should be on this card. But who called up this Canadian guy?
well, you gotta have him against a non-American that's doing well.
Not really. He should have been fighting Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah.
Then we have the heavyweight Alex Pereira, the new heavyweight.
Mhm.
I just find the explanation of this card bullshit. There's no way Alex Pereira vacated his belt to go up to heavyweight and win a belt against an asterisk. I mean, so this is Cyril Gane's 5th title fight.
Can I tell you why I think this card announcement is genius?
I mean, go for it.
And you can count this as my hot take.
Oh, hold on. Is it because of this fight here, or can we just finish it up and then you can go?
Yeah, finish up.
All right. So then the main event, Topuria versus Gaethje, which the UFC is putting all their eggs in the basket to make this fight a success. And Gaethje, I mean, if Gaethje pulls out this win, then I'll eat a hat. Like it would turn into the greatest event ever. But that's not very likely. I mean, what do you think the odds for that fight are?
Topuria is probably a huge favorite. I'd say minus 400.
Okay, I'll pull up the odds while you tell me why I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong in the sense that this isn't an exciting card, but I think it's genius to release this card now because this card is not happening until June. This is the best they could put together right now. I think they're still working on some bigger fights. And look at all the publicity they're getting about how bad this card is. People are talking about this card more than they're talking about any other UFC card, and it's still months away. So
I
they're
mean,
getting all this press, they're getting all these clicks, they're getting all these articles written about how disappointing this card is, and they still have time to add some more star power to it, which I think they're gonna do. I think this was intentional to
okay, so who
release
can they add to this card?
that. I don't know.
Who? Because all the big fights are here, unless they like people start like unless Cyril Gahn like stubs his toe and John Jones, you know, enters the thing. And
Yeah, I think they might Royal Rumble John Jones and throw him in there, and like, maybe there's already a deal worked out and he already knows, and they're gonna get him on this card. We get John Jones versus Alex Pereira.
I mean, because you know, if Alex Pierre wins this, belt because he's going to win the belt, the interim belt, that's like it's the trifecta belt, the belt trifecta. But is it really? I mean,
It is if he beats John Jones for it.
right? But I just don't see them doing that. I
I
mean,
think they're gonna do something. I'm calling now there's gonna be a wild card. Maybe it'll be, you know, Connor versus Nate 3.
no, I know what it is. Steve Garcia will have some problem, and Volkanovski will step in
He's gonna
and
step
fight.
in as the champion.
No, he's gonna step in, and they're gonna move Diego Lopez and Volkanovski to the main event, and that's gonna be the surprise.
No, that would be horrible.
I don't know. I'm just very upset. I was excited for all of my friends that are casuals and more less than casuals. I thought this would be an event that would bring a lot of new fans to the sport, and I mean, all these fights are great, and I'll enjoy the shit out of it. But I mean, come on, and it really scares me that if UFC 300 was so for a while there we had such bad fights, and we go, oh, it's because all the stars were on 300, and then we had Noche, that big Noche at the Sphere, and then here he came with the White House card, and oh, we're saving all our stars for the White House card, and then we see this, and now you have John Jones asking for a release, you have Francis Ngannou was released and is now the co-main event of next week's MVP Productions card. Um, Aspinall's mentioned being released. I'm wondering if this, you, you know, whenever I have a rule that whenever I see a restaurant I like start to sell products in a grocery store, I know it's over.
Mm.
And I'm wondering if that's, the Paramount era is the UFC in the grocery store because they have their money. They don't need to make these big fights. We're not going to pay Connor, pay all these guys. I mean, I don't think we see unless you're right and he slips into this card. I don't think we ever see John Jones again. I mean,
It could all be just an illusion, and there's an ace up the sleeve.
but
And
why? I mean, you don't need the illusion. And put the fight on the card and it sells itself.
I'll tell you why. So, Floyd Mayweather, for example, you would never know Floyd was fighting until he was like 6 weeks out. He was such a big star. Even if he knew he was fighting, we wouldn't find out until 6 weeks out from the fight.
Well, it's not true anymore. He's got 3 fights lined up this summer.
Floyd?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's broke. But that was kind of the model. So I think, and maybe I'm just giving the UFC the benefit of the doubt in this, but I think they're not showing all their cards here. I think they put this out knowing that people would moan and groan about it and talk about it. Like, we're talking about it right now, and you're not happy with this card.
I mean, I'm not happy with it, but I haven't been happy with the UFC for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It seems Dana is out there, just bullshitting, worried about Zuffa. They signed that boxer for however much money. I don't even know who the hell he is.
I just think if it plays out the way I think it's going to, I think that this is brilliant releasing this card now, and then you can always add to it. Because if people aren't happy with it, you can always take fights off and replace them with other things. But look how much buzz they're getting. You know, all press is good press. So they're getting all this feedback. They know people aren't happy, so maybe they're playing another card, or maybe they're going to call an audible and change it up.
I mean, they better. I mean, you might be right because, I mean, you just replace half of each fight and you have the perfect card. You know,
There you go. A lot can happen between now and
other
June.
than this Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia thing, I don't know what that's about. But, Bo Nickel, Enter, Colby Covington, Michael Chandler, who can fight there. O'Malley, anybody but this guy. You need some guy that can talk shit. They need to talk shit.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
they very well could be placeholders, and the UFC is playing chess, not checkers, or I could be way off, and they thought like, yeah, let's release this.
well,
The
and it
people will
seems
love
like
it.
I mean, did you see all the stuff about how, Dana's like, "Oh, we have the card set. We have the card set." And a lot of these fighters are going, "Look, I didn't get it." Like Gaethje, they told him on Thursday, he says, "When they told me Thursday I wasn't fighting." And then they call me up on Friday morning and say, "Hey, you're gonna be the main event."
Mhm.
And then you go, "Oh." And then O'Malley's like, "Yeah, I didn't know I was fighting." And then Friday they called me and said, "Do you wanna fight this guy?" He's like, "Sure, I'm in." Then the interviewer's like, "Well, how much you getting paid?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out."
Mhm.
And it just seemed like,
He's
Dana
gonna
started
figure
talking
it
about
out. He's got a contract.
well, he was saying they don't even have the contract yet.
So O'Malley's a free agent?
A contract for that fight. Don't they sign a contract for every fight?
No.
You told me that before, but I've looked into that. The amount of money they report
S
they win changes all the time.
so, yes, they have alright, so they have, like, say they have a six-fight deal. In that deal, they're gonna get paid a set amount, and then if they have to negotiate, like, if they really wanna make a fight happen, they'll slide them some extra money, and yes, there does have to be a contract between the fighters to compete against each other, but that contract doesn't affect the pay. There could be some under the table pay if the UFC really wants to make something happen, but as far as what they're getting paid to show and what they're getting paid to win, that's all in the contract they signed for their fight deal.
I don't know. I mean, I hope the execution's good, but I was not very happy with that reveal.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care because I don't look that far ahead, and it's just another it's just another UFC to me, so
No, it's
I
not.
didn't build it up that much. But, I was like that with UFC 300 as well. I'm like, "Well, it's just another night of fights." I'm not
And
expecting to see, you know, Ali versus Frazier.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to go, "Hey, we're gonna fight at the White House. Here's the card." Oh, it'll be neat. But to build it up, build it up for a year and then say, "Here you go." And then, I just got a bad feeling because it seems like Paramount might be the pasture for the UFC. I mean, especially when you see, next weekend, we'll see what number. I mean, I guess Netflix doesn't give numbers, but
I mean, time will tell, but I have a feeling they're not showing all their cards here.
well, they better not be because let me tell you, all the other fights leading up to this and after this, they ain't that good.
Yeah. I mean, this card coming up this week is trash. Um,
And
I
who do you
think
think's the next week?
I don't even know.
Uh, Mosvar versus Lerone Murphy,
That's a good fight.
and the co-main is Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell.
Who the fuck are those guys?
Next fight, Israel Adesanya, Joe Pyfer.
That's a
Main
good fight.
co-main, Alex Agrasso, Macy Barber. Next main event, Renato Moicano versus Chris Duncan. Co-main event is Verna Jandiroba versus Ricci.
Yeah. But like I said, a lot could happen. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Strickland ends up on this card and he might
No,
fight
no,
one more.
that definitely is not happening.
Why?
You cannot give Sean Strickland a microphone at the White House. And
I would.
well, I would too, but it's pretty much leaked that he is going to be the pay-per-view before that
Okay.
in Newark. They can't have Hamzat at the White House. Are you crazy?
I didn't say Hamza.
Well, I mean, that's who he's fighting next. And that's another aspect to this card that, we might not know about is maybe maybe the White House says, no, this guy can't fight here. He can't come here. He
What
can't
if
even
we have
take a tour here.
what if we have GSP come out of left field?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. That's what they made us believe is that that's the kind of shit that we're getting. And they're like, oh yeah, the good prelim fight is Diego Lopez again.
We're getting GSP versus Connor.
I don't think it's changing.
All right.
All right, move on. I get pissed off.
You want to do a shot bet on this one?
What? There'll be a change to the card? I mean, I'm sure there'll be one change.
And it's got to be good. And we'll do like we used to do, where I'll pick out a nasty shooter for you.
No, I'll double it up, and I'll give me a nasty shot with I'll take some Vegemite toast with some a chaser of.
Oh yeah, a chaser. I'm gonna pick you out something nasty. Yeah, you still have to do the Vegemite toast. I have 2 bottles of it in my pantry, so
Yeah, no, I mean that can't be as bad as this card. So
one of them has your name on it.
I'll just start eating the toast and stare at this card and just
UFC Vegemite Freedom. All right. Is the Ronda Rousey thing is next weekend?
Next weekend, I'm pretty sure.
I saw the face off. Ronda looks good.
Yeah, half that fight looks good.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. The other news is that Francis he's out of the PFL and he's going to be the co-main event against somebody. I don't know who the hell he is.
So he's the undercard for Ronda and Gina?
He's a co-main, yeah. Which is insane.
And what does Jake Paul have to do with this thing?
It's his promotion.
Oh, it is? It's Triller?
No, MVP on Netflix. Most, whatever, but yeah, it's of this promotion, Jake Paul is the Dana White.
Okay.
Well, you don't like that, do you?
No, I think he's done a terrible job in the past. I mean, he was so vocal about Dana White not paying the fighters, and then he did that Triller card that he was on, and if you looked up the fighter pay, it was way below the minimum in the UFC.
For boxing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I mean, it's weird. It's a Jake Paul's shaking it up. This kind of leads into another thing I wanted to pick your brain about is that Tom Aspinall signed Eddie Hearn as his management.
Why?
Yeah, I mean that seems like one of those ideas that you think is cool, like when you're out partying with your boys and you come up with this idea. But that seems like a terrible idea.
Do you just want to piss off Dana?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
I mean, it's like, yeah, Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion, but Dana and Eddie Hearn are having like this pissing match, like way up here. Tom Aspinall's here. All of us are way down here. But those two guys They're just gonna use Tom as a pawn in their battle now. It's like,
Exactly, and Dana will win that battle. Dana can make it seem as though Tom Aspinall never fought. He can bury his career right here.
kinda like he did to Francis, other than Francis has made some money out of the UFC. Actually, he's
Yeah,
made way more money than he could. You know, and that's what maybe that's what Tom wants is like, "Hey, okay, you don't like this, cut me. I'll
that's
go
not what
fight
Tom
Francis."
wants. Tom wants to be the UFC champion.
I don't think so, man. I think he's just been dicked around for the last 3 years, and he wants to make some money. And he sees Francis over here coming out of nowhere getting 30,000,000 for a fight.
Yeah, well, linking up with Tommy Hearn's not I mean, not, who did you just say?
Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn. Um, that's not the way to do it.
I mean, I don't know. It depends how bad depends if you wanna get cut from the UFC or not.
It's definitely a way to do that. But, like, leaving the UFC, yeah, you'll make more money, but what does it do for your legacy
Who
as a
gives a
fighter?
fuck about your legacy if you're only making 2,000,000 versus 30,000,000? They don't care about that.
I suppose.
I mean, how he's been tracing his legacy for the last 3 years, and what's he get? A poke in the eye, and then the guy that pokes him in the eye gets the co-main event of the biggest fight card in history.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh, as you can tell, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah,
I
I
just got
see.
a bad feeling about this Paramount shit, which sucks because the production value is awesome. Like, it's been great. Like, you watch the fights, it's just
Yeah. I also think, like, giving people, like, a little bit to be upset about, as long as they're still tuning in, is a good thing, if that makes sense.
yeah, but man, this was the opportunity to get everyone to tune in.
Mhm.
And this card does not do it.
It's
You
still
cannot do that without John Jones or Conor McGregor.
it's still months away. I still think they have an ace up their sleeves, and, I'll put a nasty shot bet on it
Alright, me too, I will, but, how do you not have Colby on here?
because he's not a good fighter.
Okay, then have Bo Nickel whip his ass.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that'd be a draw, but I don't think Kobe will fight Bo Nickel.
Well, the UFC just got $7.7 billion. They have some capital to make people go, "Yeah, that's not a good fight for me, but I'll do it."
Mhm.
Like, that's just what it feels like is going on, is they
Yeah,
got their money, they don't care, they're just, "Oh, yeah, we're in cruise control, we're
but
just
would
gonna
but
you're
would
gonna
Kobe
eat
even
this
be a
sand."
draw at this point?
It'd be a lot bigger draw than Kyle Dawkins.
That's fair. Alright. Yeah, I see your point. Maybe Colby's number was too high.
Well, but that's the point, is they keep talking about, "Oh, we're gonna spend $70,000,000 on this card. We're gonna spend $100,000,000. We're gonna come in, we're gonna actually cut the dome off of the slope of the front of the White House, and we're gonna then pay $5,000,000 to rebuild it and seed and plant it afterwards.
You know what would
Have
make
fun
this
watching
card
Steve Garcia."
you know what would make this card the best ever? And I'm gonna need you to cue up the clip, is to have Henry Cejudo on this card and replace Bruce Buffer with Donald Trump.
Henry, you know who I'm talking about? Henry Sunuho. Henry.
If they did that, it would be the single greatest moment in UFC history.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't there's so much cool shit you can do, and you
Imagine
have
Trump.
Steve Garcia.
It's Henry Cejudo versus whoever. Bring back Uriah Faber. And then Trump introduces him as Henry. Do you know who I'm talking about? Cejudo.
I mean, they got to do something at this point because it is not good.
I think they will. Have a little faith, Matt.
Well, the UFC has done nothing in the last 6 months to give me any faith. You know, RAF has got more attention over the last 3 months than the UFC.
John Dong wants to know who you're picking for Dawkins versus Nickel.
That depends on what Bo Nickel. Probably Kyle Dawkins because Bo Nickel's going to see. Oh, I want to go on the White House lawn and get a highlight KO instead of using his wrestling and just easily destroying this guy.
Bo Nickel's going to be like a minus 800 favorite in that, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm angry. What Arman Sarukian, the biggest superstar in the UFC right now, he could have been on this card in some fashion.
You think Arman Sarukian's the biggest?
I think he is by far the biggest superstar.
Yeah, but he keeps pissing everybody off.
Who by who do you mean? You mean Dana?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes him a bigger star.
I guess so.
I mean, he is crushing it. He's in Brazil. He was at the UFC last weekend. He's wrestling in Brazil he choked what's his name? That little bastard that got kicked out of the UFC for some reason.
Mokaev?
Yeah, he choked him completely unconscious last night. He's doing cooking videos with Nia Drama. He's doing it all. He's punching did you see him wrestling the Take Me Down, win $1,000? He just punches that bitch in the face.
Yeah. That's
he's the biggest star.
I don't think so.
Who's bigger?
Pereira?
No.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know who Sarukian is. He's had some viral clips of dumb shit he's done.
You're way off. It's a boomer take.
I guess so. Not a boomer.
Well, but that's a boomer take. 4 million followers, Arman.
All right, how many does Pereira have?
$800,000.
Really?
No, I'm wrong. 8 million.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I bet you, you could see current in the last 6 months, Arman is just shooting through the roof. I mean,
O'Malley's a bigger star than Sarukian.
No.
Yeah. I'd say Taporia is too.
No.
Kamzat.
You can't do anything without seeing Arman doing something. Sugar Sean's the exact same amount of followers as Arman. And Sean's losing followers. He's not gaining it. I mean, Arman is just... The guy can't miss. He punches a guy in the face in a wrestling match, and nobody's like, oh, that's all right.
I thought it was fucked up.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you watch the match?
Yeah.
I kind of thought it might have been a little...
So the stuff that what's the guy's name? Giorgio?
Yeah.
The stuff that he was doing was legal in wrestling. He was doing what's called clubbing, where you can't wind up, but you can smack a guy when you go for a collar tie. That's legal in wrestling.
What about a poking in the eye?
Oh, he poked him in the eye?
Yeah, 3 times.
I guess I didn't watch the whole match.
You didn't watch it. You saw the clubbing, which I thought the clubbing had to come. I don't know.
It has to come straight in.
Yeah, not from outside your shoulders. This guy was coming in like whack, whack.
It was a little theatrical. In any case, whatever happens in the match, you should never hit the guy after the match is over. He could have done something while the match was going on.
I don't know. It seems it's like that wrestling match is like my least favorite of Arman's thing that he's been doing. Because his dad came in and tried to stop the fight. they've already got a rematch scheduled
for the wrestling match.
Yeah. Which it bums me out to see that RAF is so successful when Hulk Hogan, its creator, is not with us anymore. That's just a shame. That would have been how much bigger it would be if Hulk was out there.
It is nice for me. It is nice to see wrestling.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Being acknowledged on a big stage.
I have a feeling though, we're like, the UFC is allowing their athletes to go do this. The more this succeeds, is the less likely we're going to see them continue to allow them to go do that.
Yeah, probably.
Which, it's awesome to see these UFC guys. I mean, Bryce Mitchell was down, had a grappling match against Silva last night down in Brazil, the co-main.
Yeah, didn't they have some kind of backstage altercation?
Yeah, it was fake because they went out there and just grappled their ass off for 10 minutes to a draw. Bryce did something funny, right? With 10 seconds left, he pulled the Max Holloway, pointed to the ground, and just shot in immediately. They were hugging, it's just fun.
So then they had like a fake altercation in the back.
Maybe not. Maybe it's how they hyped themselves up for this type of stuff. I mean, maybe it wasn't like they were going to kill each other before the match, but they're just, if wrestling's going to make, if submission grappling and wrestling is going to become popular, there needs to be a bit of the WWE stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine line to walk, but Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva, they can pull it off because they're both crazy. Bryce is on social media saying, "Look, I'm the only American around for 20 miles, but don't worry, I got God on my side. I'm a Templar Knight."
Yeah, the Earth is flat.
And he goes to a draw. Check out his social media today. He's posted a picture of him wearing his girl's panties as a COVID mask. He's like, "Oh, thank God she put my panties so I could smell them. They make me wear a COVID mask. I got to," he's just walking around.
All
Bryce
right.
Mitchell is up there on the superstardom too.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you not put Bryce Mitchell on the damn White House?
He definitely has a lot of people watching to see like what kind of dumb shit he's gonna say.
Yeah, some people say dumb. I would say he's right a lot of the times.
Yeah, he definitely puts his own flair on.
Yeah, he just has a different way of explaining it. Yeah. Shout out to his podcast, Arc Insanity.
Do you still have the Bryce Mitchell clip?
It's a lie from Satan, brother.
That's another one of my favorites. All right. Anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I think I ran it enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the most emotion you've shown since
It pissed me off, man. It really did.
Well, I'll drink to that. For anyone curious, I've been you see me going to this bottle here and there, drinking some old Bardstown. Comes out of Willett Distillery in Kentucky.
I've got Old Forester.
The 86?
Yep.
It's a staple.
$20 for a liter, baby.
I recently grabbed 2 bottles of Old Forester 1924. It's a 100 proof. It's a seasonal release. They had it at Total Wine, and I went in with my brother, and I gave him some cash, and I had him buy one for me, and so I grabbed 2 of them. It's up there in my top 5.
Really?
Yeah, it hits all the right notes for me. The proof point is nice. It's a nice sipper. It's hard to come by, but I got
Maybe
2 bottles.
you bring the Vegemite over, you can bring a little 50 milliliter bottle you got.
Yeah, I'll give you a little taster of it for sure.
It's a fun thing we could try on this show is you just give me a couple of those and number it, and we can sip on the same thing and
do some blind tastings.
I don't need it blind. You could tell me what it is. I wouldn't fucking know, but
Well, I'll just tell it like I'll either give you something like really high end without telling you what it is, or something,
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
or it
this
could be something mediocre, and then you just kind of rate it as like however you think it is,
no,
and
I
then
think that's a great idea.
I'll reveal if it's like a really high end whiskey that you're drinking.
Great idea.
All right, let's make that a
Let's
segment.
make that a thing because we're gonna have to fill the show with something because there's no fights to talk about.
Not a lot going on. Well, we got Bare Knuckle coming up next month in Clearwater.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of local guys fighting on that. Hopefully, I can get some interviews going. I'm planning to get my media pass for that. It's going to be at the OCC Roadhouse. I think it's April 18th. I want to say Jared Warren's the main event. He did really well last time he was the main event there. Ryan Reber's on that card. My buddy Mike Heckert is on that card. A lot of the local guys are going to be fighting on there, actually. Anyway, yeah, that's that. So let us know in the comments if what your thoughts on the White House card is. Do you guys think I'm right and the UFC's got an ace up their sleeve, or do you think Matt's right and we should all be outraged about this? And let us know if you have any other interesting segment ideas, like some blind whiskey tastings or anything along those lines. And we got to find a way for Matt to taste that Vegemite, because it was one of the worst culinary experiences of my entire life.
Can't be
All
that.
It's that bad. All right. That's all we got. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Cheers, everybody. Goodbye. Play the music.